All right, let's head over to Blackout Media here on Mike in the Night. Blackout Media, here we go, folks. So, cake induced with a burqa and sweat. So there was a party, and then they made a cake for the party, and they are just ripping that cake apart, and that's in Pakistan. And Spanish citizens erupt in protest over Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez and his management of the Ceuta situation. And there it is right there. People are demanding, because now these people in Ceuta are crossing through the Gibraltar and getting into mainland Spain. And it's an invasion. It's almost like boots on the ground. They go into one place, then the boots on the ground, they start moving north, right? Military conquest. But if you don't feed these people, or they have no access to food, they're going to leave. And if the government doesn't give these people money, they're going to starve to death. They're not going to open a butcher shop on the beach and start skinning animal to feed their people. They don't have the infrastructure to build anything, these invaders, right? They don't know how to run these things, these places, right? All you have to do is not send these people money and they will leave, right? And chaos erupts at Wisconsin State Fair. And watch this. They're scrapping over here by the hot dog stand. Then they're scrapping over here just down around the cotton candy stand. And they're scrapping over here by some cheese, Dorito or nacho cheese place. Somebody's knocked out unconscious. Looks like a girl. It's like, what the heck is going on? And everyone's snapping. Everyone's snapping. Everyone's so quick to lose their cool. And a street takeover in LA led to shooting throughout the streets and an estimated $30,000 in damages. This is not a protest, it's lawlessness. And these are these kind of teen takeovers. We're seeing a lot of people that have nothing to lose, right? They're just going to go and just destroy the place. And this guy wants Canadian PR, and he's standing on the tracks, stop the SkyTrain, and he isn't moving until he gets his PR, his permanent residency. He's protesting. But again, you come here to learn. You come here to school, then you go back to your country and make India great again, right? And in Germany, he tastes the customer's food, then closes it, and then leaves for delivery. He's just testing it out. He's blessing. Actually, they got it wrong. He's actually blessing the food for the people. See? Lucky. Whoever gets that is lucky. He's licking his fingers. You see, whoever gets that food is very lucky because he's blessing the food for them. See? Oh, is he opening another one? Oh, he's opening the other one to give it a try. There's your food delivery. Na Europa, as igrejas ardem, mas os mosques não. Por que será? Why are in Europe, why are the churches burning and the mosques are not, right? Europeans could build that church back, right? So here it is right here. Russia's largest wild berries logistic hub destroyed in Moscow. This is all engineered. This is all destruction of food, right? Destruction of food. And Muslims pray in the middle of a mall in Toronto. I don't know why this is it's a British colony, right? I don't know why they're doing this in Canada. It makes absolutely no sense. And migrants from Ceuta are now reaching mainland Spain. Again, guys, don't give these people any food. Don't give them food. If you don't give them food, they're going to have to leave. They're not going to hunt and gather. They're not going to build a butcher shop. They're not going to build a bakery. They don't even know how to build a bakery. You understand? Don't feed these people. If you're watching this in Spain, si tú estás a ver esta transmisión en España, no le das comida a esta gente. Por favor. Si esta gente no tiene comida, se regresa a su país. No hay manera para hacer comida en su país propio. Y se va, no tiene comida en España, se regresa. Se va. So that's what I'm saying. If you're watching this in Spain, don't feed these people. And now Spain, mainland Spain is going into massive protests there. Another example of terrible truck drivers in Canada. I don't know what the hell this guy is doing. Holy shit. Holy. And they don't give the job to a Canadian. A Canadian needs that job. No, they undercut the job. Look what happens when you undercut the job to someone that can't read the cat in the hat. They can't even read the cat in the hat. And Allahu Akbar chants echo through Ceuta as migration invasion continues. So again, if these people can't find food, they're gone, right? Don't feed the people. And a Yale doctoral graduate, it's a Chinese lady.
Okay.
What?
Should notice for... Put the knife down right now or I'm going to... Put your knife down. Put the knife down. Put the knife down right now. Put the knife down right now.
How do I know you are an intruder?
Yeah, so a Chinese lady is fatally shot by police during an eviction at her home in San Diego. And yeah, that's just, yeah. And a stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota was overtaken by Somalis so they could hold a group prayer to Allah. Again, guys, there's over 50 countries that are Muslim. We've been saying this for over 10 years. If you want to do this, go to a Muslim country and do it. The infrastructure here starts getting destroyed. Everything gets destroyed. And these people aren't going to fix anything when it breaks. These people don't fix nothing. And that's the problem we're having. We're going to become like South Africa in another 10 years. Watch. And there's the guy, okay, chanting again. He wants his PR. Buddy, you learned something new in Canada. You learned how Canada functions. Go back to India and copy the same thing. So her HOA wanted her to pay for a dead bush. So she spray painted everything green. So they want her to pay for a dead bush. I don't know why they want her to pay for a dead bush. So she's just going to spray paint everything green. That is so weird. And unbelievable. I don't know what the heck is going on. This is in a school, in a high school. You send your kids to school to get smacked around and beat up. Is that even I don't even know what that is. With the hairnet there. I don't even what the hell. Look at this. You send your kids to school for this? What a bunch of shit. What is this shit? Like, I don't know, man. I just... And there's a laser lights we've been showing you guys on our channel. We cut through. Watch, it's going to cut right through that. Watch, it's going to cut right through. Boom, there it goes. Cuts right through, other side. Boom, cuts through the X-Acto knife. That's pretty powerful. $400 million found at former Xi'an's official home. Xi'an? So they have 400 million buckaroos of Chinese currency found. That's all going to come to Canada to buy more houses and leave them empty. Yeah, that's all coming to Canada soon, folks. There's your future, Canada, right there. More empty homes. And there's some Karen here freaking out on his bike. And poll workers allow me to vote as many to vouch for 8 others.
7 others.
And 7 others, yeah.
Vote today, no ID.
Right.
So we're preparing right now for the second location. I'm going to walk in and ask if I can vouch for 8 other people, including the decoy that we're going to bring in that is also in a full thobe. And
so they're going around, going to voting sites and saying, we don't have ID, we don't have... But then if you go against that, you're racist. How does that even work? You got to protect your right to vote. You got to protect... This stuff needs to be protected. And we've been saying this for years. This is old news. But, I mean, there it is. They're proving it right there in a video. Ceuta, migrants have overwhelmed the beach. So they're building up these shacks there. And mainland Europe is going to be like this in the next 6 to 8 months if they don't do something now. And India's H-1B fraud ring exposed fake degrees stealing Americans' jobs. So these unqualified people are coming from India, and I heard 94% of the visas are garbage. 94% of the degrees are garbage. So all these doctors and engineers need to go back home. You're going to fraud your way into a country, get lost. Nobody wants you here. Resident in Ceuta, Spain, exposing the truth in her city after it's been invaded. It's a huge takeover. And then we got a earthquake there off the coast of Taiwan, on the northeast coast of Taiwan. Church in Pakistan. Pakistanis chant Islamic slogans such as Labbaik Ya Rasulallah as they burn down churches. So if you do this in the West, you go to jail. Not churches, a mosque. You see, the mosques don't get touched. It's the churches they go after, even in the West. The people that built the country, place of worship, gets burnt. You see how that you see how that works, folks? The people that built this country and built those churches, Christian, Catholic churches to pray in, those are open season. And these people know it. It's open season because our governments are allowing it. And robot powered by Qualcomm's new AI chip collapses and shuts down during a live video. And tens of thousands of Moroccans invade Ceuta again. Again, they're going for the north. They're going to get across the channel. Boy gets brutally beat down by girlfriend moments after graduation. I don't understand why people are on edge like this. Guys, stop beating up your friends and your loved ones. Stop with the shit, man. There's a bigger war that needs to be fought. Stop with the shit against each other. Brooklyn teen takeover explodes into chaos as hundreds swarm park and clash with police. Like we said from that movie, Fast and Furious 5. When you dominate people with violence and they have nothing to lose, what do? They fight back. All these teens have nothing to lose. And what are they doing? They're just ripping stuff apart, destroying things, flipping over cars, trashing people's stuff. Right? Go rewatch Fast and Furious 5. They got some really good monologues in there. And from Canada, man caught on camera licking cupcakes before delivery to BC customers. Okay, I don't want to watch this. This is disgusting. I don't want to watch this. Now, this was 1967 newsreel on anti-Chinese organized mob in Indonesia. In resentment. So this is the taking out the Chinese in Indonesia. Because the people started realizing they were taking over, hiring their own people. Same thing in Canada. Any other place, you got a Chinatown, then it expands into the region, and then your province gets entirely taken over, and the locals are cut out, right? So there it is, Indonesia. Anti-Chinese organized mob. And history repeats itself, folks. So France is on fire, Spain's on fire, Norway's on fire, Sicily on fire, Ontario's on fire, Scotland's on fire, Bolivia's on fire, Algeria's on fire, England is on fire, America's on fire, Ireland is on fire. Foreign criminals live in 5-star hotels surrounded by piles of taxpayer cash, while an Englishman is left in the streets. How is this acceptable? That Englishman, you know what the sad part is about that Englishman? This is the first time he's entering homelessness in his lifetime. This man has worked, went through school, educated in the British school system, and now he's experiencing homelessness for the first time in his life. And it's going to continue. It's going to continue. And Holiday Inn Hotel erupts in flames near Wembley. Again, migrants are in there partying it up. I don't know what they're doing. And man blocks fire truck in response to emergency in downtown Toronto. Imagine you got an emergency at the house and you really need someone to come and help. This guy takes off his shirt. He's going to do a straight out of Compton walk here. The guy's pulling him away. He's trying to pull him away. And the firefighter gets out, moves him away. He's doing a straight out of Compton. Just that kind of tough walk, you know. Oh, this guy's saying something here.
We don't need your engineers. Take them all, and pay for them. We don't need them. You know why? Because there's zero terrorist attacks in Poland. Why? Because there's no illegal migration in Poland. So don't give me this look. Don't give me these arguments about the populism, because this is a fact. This is your data from Eurostat. So we don't need your engineers.
He's right. We don't need the engineers. We don't need these people. We never did. Right? We built the society ourselves. We built everything on pillars, and now they're taking it apart. And here are the engineers here. Oh, stealing booze, bags of booze. Oh, there's an engineer. That's a doctor, right? That's a doctor. That was a doctor. Yeah, that was a scientist right there. See? Yeah. Wildfire engulfs Omis, Croatia. Yeah, there's a big one in Croatia here. This was migrants. This started with migrant. Everything is starting with migrants. 30,000 Italian protesters in Rome shout, Islam is a POS. There it is. There it is. They want Islam out. It's Roman Catholic. Leave it Roman Catholic. It's done well being Roman Catholic for the last since 37 AD. Leave it alone. And here's your sandwiches, guys. This Indian outfit is making it look like it's in America. Like these conditions, this is out of America. Let me know in the comments below if this is in America somewhere. Because they're saying this is out of America. And they're saying, look what the Americans are doing. I'm like, I don't think these guys aren't American. Like, just get on the surface right now. Those guys, that ain't American. That's not American. So they're trying to make it look like that the Americans are doing this kind of shit too. No, those guys aren't American. And then Croatia's wildfire. 7.7 earthquake hits Flores, Indonesia. And black woman assaults Asian couple over food weight and instantly regrets it. Why are people on edge like this? Calm down, man. Take it easy. Your food's taking too long and you're gonna go into a fist fight over it? What the hell is going on? Like, people need to really... Bizarre video shows migrants living in a tree in UK street. Nope, this didn't start in the UK. This did not start in the UK. Living in trees. That started in New Zealand. We covered it back in 2013, 2014. The video's up. New Zealanders are living in trees. Yeah. Because they couldn't afford because the Chinese money laundering was so big in New Zealand that New Zealanders were actually living in tree houses. We covered the story. It's up. You could go see it from 10, 12 years ago. And this guy gets his head stuck inside looks like it's some terminal or something. He's waiting. Can't get his head out. That's crazy, man. Guys, be conscious of your surroundings. Look around. Be conscious of your surroundings. Yeah. And this other guy puts his head through to try and... Yeah. And there's the cake. So there's the cake at the beginning we showed you. This is the cake right here. This is the cake that they were putting in their burqas and stuff. There it is at the beginning. It was a nice looking cake too. And they're just ripping it apart. Holy crap. Yeah, I saw this once at a Costco in Canada. There was like a whole bunch of Chinese people around, and they were putting out the corn. They're ripping it all apart, hitting each other with corn over the head. It's like, what's going on? Video claims to show group tackling man after he shouted F America in Charlotte. So somebody shouted F America in Charlotte, and yeah, he got laid out pretty good. Yep. And Indian family vandalizes Vietnamese restaurant after staff asked them to stop their children from littering. Wow. Oh, I'd be pissed off too. I'd be pissed off. And they started assaulting the restaurant owner. And the kids are just jumping around happy. You see? This is the garbage that's coming into our country. This is the garbage here that's coming in. Because they own everything you built. These people right here, these people own everything you built. Those nice fancy elevators you have in your buildings, they own it now. That's not yours anymore. Yeah. And terrifying Charlotte Road rage attack leaves visiting woman too afraid to return. Wow. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Wow. And Servia, Italy. Nicola Mancini killed for too much starting. They came to salute him. Oh, this was the guy that was assassinated, that was murdered. Yeah. This was the, he was killed by migrants. Yeah. There he is. White Lives Matter. This doesn't make any sense. This man filmed blocking traffic with a plastic barrier in front of a French police station. Is he rapping? What is he doing? What is going on? And if white South Africans don't belong in South Africa after 400 years, how do you explain that a Somali who arrived in Minnesota last month is already an American? I never understood that. I applied for American citizenship, did everything by the book, made sure I wasn't stealing an American's job, had $31,000 in an American bank account, had a place in my name in America. I had to run ads for 6 months to make sure, again, I wasn't stealing an American's job. I did everything by the book, police background check, healthcare check. Everything was done. I went for my interview, and they told me they're not taking my kind. It took me 5 years to apply for American citizenship, and they told me to my face, we're not taking your kind. And so I said, okay. And they gave me 28 days to leave the country. So I did everything by the book. And then a Somalian arrives in Minnesota, and within a month he's American? I don't understand. Maybe, America makes its own choices, right? And man in China films an empty space around him on a packed subway, calls it black privilege. Sorry, guys. So he's standing there, and then all around him, there's this huge empty void. You know, that reminds me when I used to go to Paparazzi nightclub. Yeah, it wasn't Paparazzi, it was Plastique nightclub. I used to go to a nightclub called Plastique nightclub. And there used to be a man that used to dress like Michael Jackson. And he looked pretty good. And he even wore the glove, and he even danced really well. He was a good dancer. And every time he would dance on the dance floor, there was this huge gap around him at Plastique nightclub. He would be there every Friday night, and he would be dancing, and there would be this huge gap around him. And I remember that. I don't know if anyone could relate with me what I'm saying here, if you know who I'm talking about, if there's enough people watching this show to know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so that is Blackout Media, folks, here on Mike of the Nice. Thanks for joining and liking and subscribing.